Right, welcome to the first ever episode of the Matchday podcast. We're calling it at the moment. We just are previewing and looking at really mainly Arsenal and Liverpool's games because I'm a Liverpool fan and
I'm an Arsenal fan.
yes, my name's Clemas, by the way, the Liverpool fan,
and my name is Kawal Singh.
Yep. So we're just going to be looking at mainly their games, but just previewing the Premier League in general. We're both massive fans of the league, and we just thought it'd be awesome to sit down maybe once a week and just discuss the league that we all love, and we'll also look at some other stuff in the world of football. But yeah, it's just what it is. We'll just have a conversation and see where it goes.
Yeah, so let's just get straight into this.
I think so. So I think we'll prioritise the biggest game that's going to be happening in this matchday weekend, which is Arsenal versus Manchester United. Huge game, obviously. And I just want to get your thoughts first off about Arsenal's chances here. It's at Old Trafford.
So we're going to Old Trafford. So for the past couple of seasons or the past 5 years, there's always been this voodoo that when you have your injuries, I think you guys are having your injuries as well at this point.
Yeah, a couple players.
Martial's missing out. Rashford just really got one knock as well. Is Pogba back?
I don't think so, and there's some other issues within the club with him too. Some internal stuff,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And every time we face you, you have those injury problems, and we always think that we're going to match you up and take a opportunity or advantage over that. But the thing that happens is somehow there's this weird voodoo that we go there, take a draw, or we lose, even though we don't capitalize on those chances. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we are able to break the voodoo this time.
Exactly, yeah. I think the biggest thing with United is their forwards, their struggles at the moment with their strikers. I don't know too much about it, obviously not a United fan, but I do know that they're struggling with numbers up front because they just don't really have a proper striker.
Yeah.
So I think, do you think you'd take advantage of that, the fact that they're struggling with goals?
Yeah. Recently they sold Lukaku. I think even though he was not suited to them, but one thing he did was score goals. So they have lost that, and with a couple of injuries, I don't know where the goals are going to come from.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The defense, after they have signed, was it Harry Maguire?
Yeah, yep, the defender, yep.
And he seems to be doing okay. But again, the defense of both the teams is very questionable.
Exactly. I was about to get to that with Arsenal's defence. How far away do you think of the fullbacks? Because I'm a massive fan of Orientated, seeing him come into Arsenal.
Recently from the game at the League Cup, where we won against Nottingham Forest like a couple of days ago, 5-0. I think that's a very convincing win, and we got to see Kieran Tierney.
He did play, yep.
He did play.
Okay.
He looks sharp. He looks like one of those guys who, like the old generation, where you have your shirt tucked in and he just sprints back, gets back into very disciplined.
Yeah.
And I think we needed that, especially when Kolasinac is playing in the left back position. He tend to go front. Very amazing player going up front, but he fails to cover his defensive duties.
Yeah.
And I feel Kieran Tierney seems match fit. I know he's coming back from an injury, but he's got some minutes under belt, and I would love to see him against Manchester United this weekend.
You definitely think he should start.
Yeah.
And what about Bellerin on the right?
Bellerin, considering the fact that he's had a serious knock and it's a very pretty serious injury, just rehab coming back, I wouldn't personally start him, but I would like to see some camera appearance from him doing later in the game or something.
Yeah. Who's been playing in right back for Arsenal? Was it Maitland Niles?
Yeah, it's been Italy Maitland Niles, and recently, surprisingly, Chambers has come back in.
I saw his highlights. He scored against Nottingham. Was it? Yeah.
He scored against Nottingham, and he even got a brilliant assist for the first this thing. So, and surprisingly, I saw him playing on both flanks, left and right.
Holy shit!
So he's a very versatile defender, and he looks like the player in form. And I think he's in form, and he has a shout to get in the first team, definitely.
Yeah, because I know that Arsenal obviously is struggling with defence, and that's probably the perfect timing for them to have a centre back come into form, or a defender in general. Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. So we'll go back to United a bit. What do you think is their core issues at the moment? Because they obviously drew with was it Colchester or something? No, that was Spurs. Rochdale, who are a League 2 team, 4th tier team, and they only just got through penalties. And obviously they've had a pretty patchy season so far in the league. They've got 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. what really is going on there with United. It's really weird.
I think they've completely lost the plot, to be honest. Especially with losing to West Ham 2-0 and drawing with losing to even Southampton. Did they lose against Southampton?
I think so, yeah. 2 losses, was it? Did they lose against a big team?
I think they drew against Southampton, I'm not sure.
Yeah. They must have lost against a bigger team, maybe Chelsea or something.
Yeah, and they seem to having a lot of problems and stuff. Surprisingly, I saw Arsene Wenger considering to apply for the job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be something.
That'd be definitely something. But yeah, coming back to the point that, I don't know, they look out of form, and I think we should capitalize on that.
Exactly. It's kind of, it's something really deep within that club that is an issue, and it has been for so long.
Oh, definitely. And look, see, they have been in the transition period for so long, for like 5 years, 6 years since Fergie left.
Yeah.
They haven't found the right balance. Louis van Gaal has failed. Mourinho has failed. Moyes has failed.
Yeah.
Like, they have struggled to get back the club to its great. And I feel they have to do something about it, or give time to one manager for a certain period of time, because I think they need to get back and get thinking what's wrong within the club.
Exactly. I think there's been these deep-seated issues within the club anyway, and they've just added on more and more with these different managers failing.
Yeah.
So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still dealing with Mourinho and the repercussions of his tenure in charge, and he's just having to deal with that, and managers don't have enough time to deal with it. It's so ruthless. And but they should give him time. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely. Yeah. Going into this forwards game, for the last five games head to head, they have won 3 times against us.
Okay.
Especially at Old Trafford. When they came home, we won 2 seasons ago. And there was a draw as well. So if we go on the match basis, specifically on that day, we don't know what's going to turn up, to be honest.
Yeah.
What kind of Manchester United? Maybe they have some young players who are just going to show up and score against us like how Rashford did once.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how he came to light, you know.
And it's a huge game. They're always going to turn up. You kind of got to take them out of the form they're in.
Yeah.
They'll just... They should turn up. And it's scary for Arsenal. What do you think? What's your predictions for the game, though?
My predictions for the game. My heart says Arsenal's going to win. They're going to win 3-1.
3-1,
the reason
okay.
why I'm going 3-1 is because we have Aubameyang, who's really in form and has scored 6 goals in the past 6 league games.
6, okay.
And that's a very incredible stat. But for him, out of the league as well, he's been doing really well. So he scored 14 goals in 14 games. And that's a very good stat, averaging in 1 goal a game. So you can expect a goal from him.
Exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
And the whole... I feel the whole attacking trio of Arsenal's is just so exciting. And the atmosphere around them is really exciting. Pepe and Lacazette too.
Definitely. I'm so happy for Pepe because he got a goal recently where Aubameyang just asked him to take the penalty.
Yeah.
And he just shot it down. And you can see from after the penalty that he really gave him a lift. So hopefully more goals to come from him.
Yeah.
But I'm so far impressed with him as well. And from the midfield side, I feel Guendouzi has been doing really well. I would like to see Xhaka dropped. Just for the reasons that he needs a time off. Because I think, although I would love to see him around the team, maybe coming after halftime or something, but definitely we need our strongest players there.
Exactly.
And I feel he needs a time off.
To find his head, to find his confidence again.
Yeah.
What would your midfield 3 be? Ceballos, definitely. Big fan of him.
So I want Torreira to sit right in front of the defense. Recently he's been going a lot forward. He's been scoring goals, but I want him to do the classic DM job. Sit in front of the defense, protect it. And then I would like to see Guendouzi, who's in form. He's had a couple of down games, but I feel he's kind of a teenager who's going to step up in this game. And Ceballos definitely up top, just behind the forwards.
Yeah. Jesus, exciting. Arsenal's team is incredible.
And it's giving me a selection headache because the youngsters have been really performing well as well. Like the likes of Willock, Saka scoring the amazing goal. So I think if you're going to play them and you're going to reward them with after they've done such good performances, I think it's just going to lift them up even more. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. What about David Luiz?
Do
you think he should start?
Both our central defenders have not been really great what we'd expect them to be. I would like to see Chambers. Mustafi is in shout because I think he's been playing the other league games and Europa League games, and he
Yeah.
seems more alright. So I think he's in for a shot. But definitely one of Socrates or David Luiz must be dropped.
Okay.
I'm not sure who.
That's pretty exciting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel with Arsenal, it's kind of the comparison between them and Liverpool back in 2015 and 16 is just so true.
Yeah.
I can see you guys are exactly on the trajectory we were on when Jurgen Klopp first came in.
Yeah.
I can compare that to someone like Man United, and Man United nothing like that. And it's interesting because Arsenal and Man United, I feel, are sort of in the same area, but it's much more positive with Arsenal, of course.
Definitely.
Even though it's a bit patchy at times, bit of inconsistency, you guys are definitely on the right course, and it's super interesting.
Yeah.
I find it's, so in a few years' time, who knows?
Definitely.
Back in the Champions League, hopefully. Not in the Europa League. Yikes. How's it been in the Europa League? I have not followed it.
It's been quite interesting. I think we're doing well in Europa League with...
Was it Frank? It was Frankfurt you won.
Yeah. We won it convincingly away from home because I saw a lot of fans going there with the very shaky away record, especially to a hostile place like Frankfurt. Their fans just buzzing all around, flags everywhere. It's like me going to Dortmund. I've been to Dortmund and I've seen the yellow wall. It's just incredible. And it's something similar like that, very hostile place. And to come away with 3 goals in that game shows a lot about the character of the team.
Yeah, awesome atmosphere.
Yeah,
Germany.
definitely.
That's very exciting. That's the Arsenal game. 3-1 is the prediction.
Yeah.
I'll probably go 2-0 to Arsenal.
Okay.
But with a good performance from Man United, but they just can't hold that front three.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think before we get on to the Liverpool game, which isn't as interesting, but it still is, we'll have a look at the FIFA Awards, which happened this week.
Okay.
FIFA Best Awards, which are obviously in the same, on par with the Ballon d'Or, but I feel the Ballon d'Or is a bit more, it's held up a bit more high.
Yeah.
But the FIFA Awards happened. Obviously, Messi won Best Player, and Megan Rapinoe won the Best Female Player. But with Messi, do you think that was the right choice? I feel it wasn't.
To be honest, let's get out of the way who deserves it or not. For me, FIFA Best Awards is something side to have, like especially Ballon d'Or, FIFA. I personally don't like such awards, but I think they are just highlighted way overhyped.
Exactly.
I feel football's a team game and a team should be praised more than anything else. Me personally, I'm a team player. Maybe some people support teams just because of one player. I personally don't like that.
No.
But
you see people walking around in Messi shirts and Ronaldo
Exactly.
shirts. It's part of the sport, but it is a bit disappointing if you're a fan that just follows the game every day.
Yeah, but Messi, I haven't seen him quite a bit. What do you think?
I think he's the best player of all time.
Yeah.
Personally, but this season, looking back and comparing him to someone like Van Dijk, obviously, is the other person brought up in conversation, is just the impact Van Dijk's had on Liverpool since he's arrived. In comparison to Messi last season, I just feel Van Dijk is just something else.
Yeah.
And the impact he's had on Liverpool. It feels like yesterday when people would be laughing at Liverpool because of their defence and would go and win 2-0 against Chelsea and then lose 2-0 against Burnley because our defence just falls apart and the inconsistency. But he's come in and just changed the club unlike anyone else.
Definitely, because last season when Van Dijk played against us, and I remember the game when we were at Liverpool. Surprisingly, when we took the lead 1-0.
Yeah. Was it Pepe ran past him? It was the first time he'd been...
No, I was talking this about the last season.
Oh, last season, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Maitland and I scored the goals.
Yeah.
And after that, they pinned the camera to Van Dijk, and he was just like,
yeah.
to his defenders, like, come on, let's go. What are you doing? And he lifted the place up.
Yeah.
And you guys just trashed us right after that. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one player can have a lot of impact in the team, especially when a link is missing. And I think Van Dijk has been the perfect missing link for you guys.
Yeah, I just feel like Messi, he's obviously, as I said, he's the best player of all time, but I don't feel he surpassed himself last season to be awarded that. He is just what he is, but Van Dijk has just soared through to be the best
defender.
defender.
At this, forwards and goal scorers will always get the praise, but it's the defenders that get often overlooked, and I feel that needs to be really looked.
Exactly, I heard someone say recently that if Van Dijk doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, then no defender ever will, because the impact he's had, like, how could you ever surpass that? It's ridiculous.
Who was the last defender who won the Ballon d'Or? Do you remember?
It was 2007. It was an Italian guy, Cannavaro. Was he a defender? I'm not sure, but it was. Yeah, it was
when he was captaining the Italy side for the World Cup, I think he won the Ballon d'Or, and so rightfully deserved.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because obviously everything's been overshadowed by the two juggernauts in Ronaldo and Messi, and it's kind of Modric obviously won it last year, or last time, but it's interesting to see if
it's interesting to see how World Cups have affected Ballon d'Ors.
Exactly, yeah.
Like you have individual players from different teams. Like if a guy performs really well and wins the World Cup for his team, he's definitely in a shout for the Ballon d'Or.
Exactly, and that was the same with Modric. He won the Champions League that year, beat Liverpool. He I think he might have won the La Liga or something, and obviously he got to the final incredibly with Croatia of the World Cup. But and he did deserve it that year. But yeah, it's just kind of will be interesting to see if Van Dijk gets it and whether there is a proper argument there.
Definitely.
But and same with the World 11 that came out, which was the controversial part of the events, where Modric, Ramos, and Marcelo got in there into that World 11 over someone like Robertson or someone. Do you think that Marcelo and Ramos more should have got in there? I don't think so. It's kind of that was the argument that was been going around, is that it's ridiculous that they have gotten into that World 11 this year.
Last year, if you'd asked me the question, I would have definitely picked up Marcelo because he has been really outstanding as a left and how he's grown into the role. This year, not from the performance, I think their name carries a lot of weight. That's why people just want to put them in place. But if you look solely on performance, I think they don't quite fit in for me. Yeah,
because then you look, it's kind of, you get into a bit more of a bubble if you consider someone like Robertson, who's won the Champions League and he's revolutionised the Premier League. And I think he's like the third top assister in the league or something, fourth. And incredible player. Probably the best left back in the world right now. But it's having Marcelo over that at the moment, it is an argument that has to be had over whether. What do you think?
Marcelo is definitely has the experience and obviously the flair he plays with.
It's the name, as you said.
It's definitely the name. It can't be anything else.
Yeah, and it's sort of the same with Ramos. It's kind of, even though he hasn't had the best season, Real Madrid didn't have the best season last season. It's kind of, it's just who he is.
But again, Robertson should not take this personally if he's looking at this, and he should not take something to hide. He should continue to do what he's doing, and hopefully his time will come.
Yeah, and it should if he keeps going where he's going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's, can't wait till the Ballon d'Or. It's going to be great. The League Cup obviously happened yesterday for me and 2 days ago for Arsenal. Not that interesting. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, to be honest, but I watched on the highlights. Obviously winning against Forest final, that's a pretty good win. Surprisingly, Tottenham losing again.
So I know. That was crazy. I saw on Wikipedia it said, and on Colchester's page they said, and we are Tottenham's daddy. And they're kind of, that's just ridiculous.
That's the only competition they had the chance of winning.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's football. And same as with.
We have been drawn against you.
I know, I saw that, yeah.
That is going to be an interesting game.
I saw that we, and City got Chelsea, or no, United got Chelsea, and Liverpool got Arsenal. I was like, come on.
Big game.
How do the four big teams get together? But that'll be at the end of October, I think. It's always good to have another one.
Definitely.
Going to be watching that, maybe made a podcast alongside it.
Games coming on along, League Cup, Europa League, Premier League.
Yeah, I looked at Liverpool's schedule when that came out. It's ridiculous. We've got like United, and then 3 days later we're in the Champions League, and then 2 days later we've got Arsenal, 3 days later we've got City, then Villa in between.
Do you think you're going to capitulate with a lot of stress and pressure?
Yeah, I'm actually very scared of that time. We always say trust in Klopp, but when you got so many big games around that time, it's just you have to sacrifice a game. So do we sacrifice the Arsenal game in the League Cup and prioritise Man City? I think we definitely have to prioritise Man City because they're the hardest team. But it's going to be really tough. It's ridiculous. We need more time off because these players don't even have time off in the summer break because they've all gone off to the Copa America or their own international top competitions.
Do you guys play a best 11 in all the games compared in all the different competitions?
Not definitely on the League Cup. We played yesterday when we were playing against MK Dons. We played some younger players and then some experienced players like Lovren and Milner. But we definitely don't know. We get to see some young players really show themselves. Like yesterday, Harvey Elliott, who's like the youngest Premier League player of all time.
Oh wow!
I think he played for Fulham when he got that record. but he plays for us now, and he was just outstanding. And he was everyone was highlighting him afterwards and looking at his highlights because he was just incredible for like a 16, 17-year-old.
Oh yeah,
which is unfair.
A lot of youngsters this year are shining a lot.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I know that Greenwood, who's a striker, he's definitely going to have to shine, and Willock at Arsenal, and Chelsea I think is the main one.
Yeah.
Abraham and Mount. So they're two attacking.
Looks like this is the year of youngsters.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's exciting. It's good. And Mbappe's still in there somehow. He's only like 20, so it's
crazy.
What a time for young footballers to get through there.
Now, it's definitely nice to see that academy players and players who come through the ranks get a chance and shine.
Yeah,
it's always a proud thing for a club to have someone of their own coming.
Yeah, just knowing that it's there for the future.
Yeah.
Like Harry Wilson's another one.
Definitely.
Huge player this season for Bournemouth. He scored some crazy goals for them. And that's an Liverpool player. So can't wait to have him coming through when Salah gets injured or Mane. And then we have no one to back them up. At least we got him there. So it's very exciting. So we got the Liverpool game versus Sheffield. Liverpool obviously top of the league. 6 wins out of 6. Incredible season so far for us, except for the Champions League. I think we've got like 8 wins in all competitions and 2 losses.
Yeah.
Because last season the biggest thing that we struggled with were draws, especially when we were fatigued. And we only lost like 1 game in the Premier League, maybe 3 in all competitions. But this time we've got no draws, which is exciting that we kind of know how to smash out a game and really grind it out, because we're going to need that if we want to compete with Man City. Ultimately, last season we just missed out because of those draws, really, and other things. But if you look back, it was those draws against like Leicester in February and Everton and United that ultimately lost our lead.
You guys shouldn't be disappointed because you guys had an amazing season.
Oh no, it was incredible. Yeah, I'm just being nitpicking, but it's interesting to see whether we prioritise the league, because it kind of looks like we are, and I'm kind of really intrigued to see whether we actually do and go through with it, because in the Champions League against Napoli we weren't awful, but it just sucked, that kind of result coming off it. But it's good to see that we just completely bounced off it. We've got to win against was it Burnley or something?
Yeah.
Chelsea. So I know it was Chelsea, and then against MK Dons. So it's really interesting to see where we're going. Because right now,
I think you're going to play your strongest 11, aren't you?
Yeah, we definitely will play our strongest 11, because we played the week one in the League Cup.
Yeah.
So hopefully see the full string just smash Sheffield. But you never know, Sheffield are a top team too. Really a surprise alongside Norwich. I think they're probably better than Norwich on the league form. We're in Norwich. Yeah, Sheffield are 10th, Norwich is 16th. Sheffield have had a crazy season, I felt. They got a win against where was it? They got a win against Chelsea.
Interesting.
Which is obviously. Oh no, it was a draw against Chelsea, and then a win against someone.
And Norwich also caused an upset against Man City. So
yeah, that's probably the biggest game of the season.
Upsets can always happen, but the probability of having them is very less. So.
Yeah, they kind of get forgotten pretty fast, because those teams go down. I think Hull a couple seasons ago, maybe 3 seasons ago, started off their season incredibly and got some big wins, but then they just got relegated. So it's kind of it'll be interesting to see someone like Sheffield, a team like Sheffield, kind of see whether they can stay up, and Norwich. I think Timu Puki is still the top goal scorer, or maybe it's Aguero or Aubameyang. But he's obviously got the player of the season, player of the month for the Premier League, and it's kind of and he's still going with that. But back onto Sheffield, they're an odd team. I haven't watched too many highlights of theirs, but I know that they've got some good front players. Billy Sharp is the main one. Obviously don't know, again, a lot about Sheffield. Do you? Fan of Sheffield?
No, not a fan of Sheffield.
No. I know Mick Burney and...
Did you just come up from the Championship?
Yeah, they just got promoted. And but I do know they're a really good, stout team. Their manager, Wilder, he knows how to nut out results.
See, the thing
get
with
surprise
these
results.
teams are they're very disciplined, and...
Exactly, you never really know.
It's if they have their concentration levels of the whole 90 minutes, it's very hard to budge them. But obviously with the attack the Liverpool have, they can do the damage.
These teams will either come in and really fight for it, or just they will eventually flop, or we hope that they'll eventually tire. And Liverpool, their attack is just too good, and the defence too. But our defence hasn't been the best this season. I think we've only got 1 clean sheet. We're lacking Alisson, of course. But yeah, it's kind of weird to see us conceding goals again because last season it was so watertight.
Who do you think is your standout player
So far this season?
Yeah.
Probably Firmino. Firmino's really come into himself and really proved that he is so important.
Yeah.
And when he's not there, we're kind of screwed.
He's a very interesting type of player because he's not that classic number 9, and it's like he's a mix of all those things. And
exactly,
he can do all those flicks, and he's got the Brazilian flair in him. And I think he adds the game to Sadio Mane and Salah alongside. Like, it's just that all three of them gel well together. Like, it's like a perfect match. Definitely. So if you take one person out, it might affect the others. But as a team play, I think those three are very crucial up front.
Yeah, when we see him not start, we have like Origi on the wing, and then Salah up front, maybe Mane on the wing. You can see the difference. We struggle, and then he comes on off the bench, and it just always starts scoring goals. And the way he finds space and drops back, creates chances, he's pretty important, pretty significant.
Are you going to rely on him too much in case that if he gets injured in the future?
I think so.
Do you have backups?
I think we do. We will struggle if he does get injured, and Klopp will always find his way to get through. But it's just he is so crucial to Liverpool at the moment in the league, and he's also in red hot form. Lots of assists and goals, and he's super crucial.
So what are your predictions going to be then?
I think it's going to be a 4-0 win to Liverpool. I think that Alisson. No, I don't think Alisson will be back. He'll probably wait a few, maybe 1 or 2 games. I know he's fit, but he hasn't had too many trainings. But definitely, 4-0. I think it's going to be a hat trick for Salah.
Yeah.
He hasn't had the best start to the season. We know how good he is, but he's still got 4 goals and 3 assists in the league. Even though he's not the best, not in complete form. So it's telling. He's still got 4 goals and 3 assists, and he's not even in form. But I think he's gonna really come into it. And Mane's been great this season. The whole front three, he scored so many crucial goals. I think he got the equaliser against Chelsea in the Super Cup, which brought it to penalties. But it's so exciting for Liverpool at the moment.
So exciting. I think definitely there's a shout for a top goal scorer of the league at the end of the season from the Liverpool side.
Definitely. I feel we've got Salah's won it back to back, alongside Aubameyang and Mane for the second one. But it's
going to be tight because of Aubameyang's form as well.
There's so many good strikers in the league. It's Abraham, Aguero, Aubameyang and Lacazette, Salah and Mane, Firmino. Probably missing some. Harry Kane. It's great for attacking football. But it's I think that's. Got anything else to discuss? We've got some more games, obviously, in the league. Everton versus City is another one. Everton's a interesting topic. They're in disastrous form. They're in... What are their position in the league? They are 14th. They lost against... someone awful. They lost against, maybe, was it Leicester or something? They just look so out of it. They have no proper striker, and I can see the negative atmosphere in that club is really back. Back when before Marco Silva came in, because when Marco Silva came in, it was so positive, and they were so excited because they had been trying to get him for half a year from Watford, and it hasn't really come to play with him. He hasn't really delivered at what they thought he would. But again, like we were saying with Solskjaer, maybe give him time. Who knows? But I think it's quite different to Solskjaer. But City obviously got that 8-0 win against Watford. Biggest win in Premier League history for them. They're Man City, there's not really much else to say. They have those very occasional shock results. Like last season they had there's that Antros Townsend goal, which I thought was the goal of the season, and they lost. And they lost against Newcastle. But they're Man City. And they lost against Norwich.
I think they're going to look at this as a way to gain more points because they're already behind Liverpool at the top. Obviously Liverpool and Man City are on the next level and fighting for their own league spot coming first. City's obviously, I feel it's going to be a bounce back for City and they're going to come back hard.
I think it's going to be another couple months of them winning 7-0 every game. And Aguero scoring a hat-trick every game. It's they're kind of too good. They're our one bogey team, and then funnily it's the one team that I just hate the most at the moment. I don't hate Man United or Everton, who are other rivals, as much as them. It's just they've just got into Liverpool fan base's heads because they're just too good. And when it feels like we're about to get there, about to get that fucking title, it's them. they're just too good. It's Man City.
Let's look at the next game. Spurs versus Southampton.
Yeah, Spurs. What about them? Watched a bit of them recently. Spurs. They obviously lost against Colchester in the League Cup. And they've been a bit up and down.
Yeah.
Who's out of the top 6? Who are at the bottom? Who are like I think it's Chelsea. Chelsea inconsistent.
And Manchester United as well.
But Tottenham are 7th, even though they've had 2 draws and a loss in their last 3.
Yeah.
They're a very inconsistent side. I know they lost against Leicester. I think it was last week. That was VAR, another topic we have to talk about eventually in a podcast. Where there was, I think it was like 4 centimeters. Someone was off, and it's VAR. It's a tough topic.
See, there's this mixed reviews. If you're off by 4 centimeters, I get the rule. Like for me personally, I'm a believer of the system.
Same, yeah.
And if it's off, it's off. But at the same time, I kind of understand the point from the other side that if a player is just 4 centimeters off, you should be giving the benefit of doubt to this thing. Because
how is that person that's keeping him off? How would he ever get him if he was that 4 centimeters back? It's kind of like, when you think about it in real terms, if that person that was offside was that 4 centimeters back in line, would have made a difference. Who knows? But it's the rule, so at least they're sticking with it. You just got to get used to it because it's really anti-football, and it's kind of against a lot of the culture.
It definitely sucks out the flow of the game. Definitely, when fans are excited to celebrate the goal, and after 5 minutes they're waiting for the VAR, and it's just a lot of time. I think it's not efficient decision making, and decisions that make are very minute. So I can understand the frustration of some people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the system needs to be followed. Maybe they should work on more getting the decisions faster. Or
I feel like the VAR they have to have a decision, like a sort of an idea instantly. The person in the control room, and they have to have to know really fast. Okay, this might be off. Just warn the ref so they know, so they're not waiting around for so long. And the most important thing is not letting the players run off onto the sideline and celebrate like they've scored a goal, because that's the worst part. They've just, I think it was Liverpool's game against Chelsea, and it was Azpilicueta scored, and it looked like we're 2-0 down and we were gone, and he ran over to the sideline and was celebrating as he does, and then he got called back, and it's just so heartbreaking for them. It's just cruel, and it's cool for the fan base too, thinking that they've scored against Liverpool. So it's a topic that it's a sort of initiative that has to be bedded in for a long time, because it's very different to what football fans are used to and what the sport's used to. Because it's good for something like cricket or rugby, which is a bit slower and a bit more like paced out and structured, whereas football's just so fast and the 45 minutes happen so quickly and everything's so flowing. Having something that stops it for 5 minutes to look at a computer and to have someone decide on something it's just very different. So I don't know whether they definitely should make the decision making faster and have a gist of an idea that maybe something's off here. So just tell the players not to celebrate and look like idiots, and like Guardiola in the Champions League. But there's definitely ways they could fix it, I think. But I think it is important, definitely, because you look at something like the goal line technology that came in. I can't imagine a world without it, because it's just so important. Yeah, it
is very important.
Yeah, but that was back in the day. That was not even there, and who would have considered that you could do it? That's technology. But Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea, the other big team, the top 6. They've got Brighton on the weekend. Chelsea, as we spoke about before previously, with the young players. Pretty exciting for them. Frank Lampard coming in. Hopefully he will be given time to create something.
It's going to be interesting to see, because since they have the transfer ban, they cannot buy in any players, so they have to just use the players they have. Yeah,
it's kind of for this half their squad. It's been a blessing rather than a curse that they've got a transfer ban, because it gives players like Abraham a chance. Hudson-Odoi, don't know where he is, but he'll come in. And I think it was Tomori was the other player I saw when Liverpool played them. He's a defender.
Yeah.
He was playing in their defence alongside Christensen. And he looks like a top player too. He was defending really well. So it's good for Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's good for the youth system. They've got a lot of young players to try and get game time. So I think it's a good thing for them.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that's probably about it for now.
Yeah.
We've gone through everything. We've got 3-1 and 2-0 for the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
And I said 4-0 for the Liverpool game. What did you say?
I'm gonna go for final.
5-0. Awesome. Yeah. and a hat trick for Salah, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the football right now. I think we'll leave the podcast there as it is.
Yeah.
It's been great talking.
Great.
It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully the match day is good for both of us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Bloody good.